Let us go, hurry up. Guys, I heard there is a hole in the fish pond dam at the owner's place after a heavy rain. Fish weighing from a few to over 10 gene all got washed away through that hole. The owner asked me to come over today to help repair the dam for him. The owner wanted to slack off. He did not want to pump out the remaining water inside. After I patiently explained, he finally took out his newly bought water pump. He decided to listen to me and continue pumping out the rest of the water. Let me show everyone again. These are the fertile fields outside the dam. A hole burst out from underground. As you can imagine, this was definitely not caused by nature. Some people even said it was made by lobsters digging. In the end, the owner said he could not figure it out either. He only knew that grass carp weighing from a few to over 10 gene had almost all escaped through this hole after a heavy rainstorm. Several neighbors downstairs picked up quite a lot to take home. He worked hard raising these fish for 3 years. Basically, it was all for nothing. That is how it is with farming in the countryside. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Even though he knows these past few years were wasted and he lost money, he still can't just let the fish pond go to waste. The main reason the boss asked me to come today is to widen, enlarge, and reinforce this embankment. And while I am at it, I need to thoroughly compact that hole as well. But when I looked at it and thought about it, I was worried that if there is one hole like this, there could easily be a second one. So I dug a trench about 2 meters deep, right through the middle of the entire embankment. The reason I set it to 2 meters deep here is because the entire embankment is about that high, around 2 meters deep. We have already dug down to the bottom. The soil we dig out is thrown into the embankment to widen it. Then we completely clear out the hole where the fish used to escape. Next, we dig up this mud that is neither too wet nor too dry, compact it tightly, one shovel at a time. I keep going until I feel it is done right. After finishing all these preparations, right at the foot of the inner slope of the embankment, I dig out a platform for the excavator to stand on. Then I choose a starting point. While backing up, I dig out the soft mud at the bottom of the fish pond and use it to fill up the trench in the middle of the embankment. While I was working diligently, the boss came over to bring me some water and took the opportunity to discuss something with me. All the fish in the pond had escaped. Now, the cost of digging a new fish pond is pretty high, and lately he has been short on cash. He asked if he could settle up with me next month. I thought, well, there is not much work right now anyway. Business has not been good. My own expenses are pretty high too, so I did not agree. Actually, I have been in his situation short on cash many times before. But every time, Chifu, I owe you is just the former 360 IOU. This is a legitimate major platform. The credit limit is real and reliable. You can borrow up to 200,000 yuan, and the money can be transferred in as fast as 5 minutes. Just pay it back once you get the funds to turn things around. Okay, let us go. Let us get back to work. Today, working on this dam is just like putting on clothes. Layer upon layer, inside and out. Wrap it up tightly. Let us see how the water can leak out after this. The next step is also done to prevent water leakage. Dig a trench at the foot of the inner slope, and the depth of this trench is the same. Dig all the way down to the ground. After digging, they fill it back up with another 30 centimeters, then they repeatedly compact it over and over. Guys, pay close attention. Just now, all the wet mud was filled onto the top of the embankment. Now they are digging up the drier soil underneath to widen and raise the embankment. And with every new layer added, they also have to take care of the old embankment. Dig out a width of 30 centimeters. The purpose and benefit of this is the newly widened levee connects tightly to the old levee in a stepped slope manner, fitting closely together, interlocked as one, making it less likely to crack, and it won't collapse. When the dam has been raised to a certain height, you also need to level the surface, where the soft mud is piled on top. In my experience, once the dam reaches about 2/3 of its final height, there is no longer any room to widen or raise it further. That is when I feel it is time to close it off, time to finish shaping the slope. Because I checked the weather forecast and saw that it might rain tonight. I was worried that when I came back in the morning, the whole embankment would be a mess. So I decided to work overtime and made sure the entire embankment was packed tight before leaving. The next morning when I came back, sure enough, it had rained. Luckily, I compacted the embankment last night. Otherwise, today's work would have been much harder to handle, and the result would not have turned out this well. Look, when I compact and grade the slope now, the whole embankment and slope surface are very solid, even when the bucket grades the slope. The surface is so firm that it can't be pressed down anymore. I just want to say, I have really done my best. Next comes what I call the 3 inner layers and 3 outer layers, the third step. Stacking the wet clay on top counts as one. Building the slope inside counts as another. And the steps underneath that stabilize the dam inside also count as one. First, you have to compact the surface of the steps below, then the entire surface in the inner slope should be brushed over completely with the bucket back. Make sure they fit together perfectly, whether visually or in reality. It should look like a single continuous slope. As for the area below the step, as long as the slope is compact enough, everything else is not that important. Just give it a casual sweep. Just try to make it as slanted as possible, that is fine. Finally, right where my excavator went up, There happened to be a big lump sticking out of the hillside. And coincidentally, the spot where I went up needed more soil, so I dug out that lump. I gathered the loose soil and filled it in behind my excavator. That took me a little over an hour. Feels like the filling is almost done. Now I will compact the slope and press down the dam surface. I will drive the excavator down again. As I move back along the fish pond, I will level it out, so the whole pond does not have any big holes. That is good enough. Some of you might ask again why I am not burying a drainage pipe. Actually, the drainage pipes have already been buried. It is just that I did not show it in the video. Finally, I cleaned up the tracks left by the excavator, and that wrapped up the whole job. Took a total of 8 hours. The cost was $1,920. I can see it has not been easy for the owner either, so I just gave him a discount of $220. I charged him $1,700. Thank you all for liking and following. See you next time.